Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Laura, and this is a new channel that I started this year. And I'm excited to have you here. It is a channel about being healthy and wealthy and talking about things in that realm. Today I wanted to discuss how to save in the new year. In my New Year's resolutions, I kind of went over that this was a big part of what I love to talk about. It is something that comes pretty easy to me, but it is hard for other people. So I kind of wanted to just go over some of this stuff with you, and it's stuff that I do and things that I do, but not necessarily things that you should or may want to do. But there's just some ideas. Again, you're going to hear some of the same things that other people probably have told you before too, about saving up as we move forward and move along in our life. So a little bit of a background for me, how it all started and when I was young and how I saved and what I was like. So when I was a child, I came from a family of 8. I'm number 5 of a family of 8. Working class family. I started working when I was 11 years old, just babysitting and things like that. I would save my money. My mom would tell me to save my money. I would, but I would spend it as well. So it was saved for a certain purpose, and then I would spend it as well. As a teenager, same thing. I did work during the summer times, 40 hours a week. During the school year, it was more just babysitting and things like that. But same thing, I would earn the money and spend the money. So as I moved into my 20s, it became really bad when I was college age. I was able to get a credit card, and I spent a lot. Worked not as much, and I was in debt, at least $10,000 before the time I was married. As soon as I got married, I was 28 years old when I got married, and when that happened, things started to change for me at that point. As soon as I got married, it seemed like my whole life, as far as financial things were, starting to change for me. I started to think differently, and one way was I wanted to save as much as I could and get that debt out of the way. So my debt was probably about $10,000 by the time I was married, on credit cards. So that was my first goal, was to get those credit cards paid off, and I did. Before my twin boys were born in 2002, I had successfully gotten rid of the credit card. Jeff, my husband, did not have any problems with credit cards. It was just mine, and we got rid of that. Also, when we got married, we bought a duplex instead of just a one-family home, which helped a lot. We lived in the one-bedroom apartment for the first year of our marriage, and then moved downstairs into a 3-bedroom apartment a year later, and then 2 years later the boys were born, and we needed that extra room anyway. So we started off with a duplex, which was so smart of us to do as well. So the boys were born, and as soon as the boys were born, I got even more focused. I mean, I had 2 little boys at home. I did not work for the first year of them being born. I focused on them. It was all about them, and so I had to save, and I was very frugal, and I watched what I bought. We bought very little. We went hardly anywhere, but you can do things, a lot of things for free, especially with little kids. Just being outside, taking walks and going to the playground and things like that, is okay, and that's what I did, and it was okay. So as they got older, I obviously, after that first year, I started working really part-time. I would clean houses a couple times a week. And then as they got a little bit older, I got a certificate in massage therapy. I did some waitressing because I had done waitressing during my college years and high school years. So that was easy for me to pick up a job like that, and very flexible. And then I was interested in the healthcare system, so I started as a licensed nursing assistant when the boys were in first grade, and then I went back to school for respiratory therapist school and became a respiratory therapist, and that's where I am today. And it's been almost 10 years since I've been a respiratory therapist. Now remember, I went back to school when I was 41, graduated when I was 43, so don't forget, you can always go back to school no matter what age you are and become whatever you want to become. So now I am an RT, and here I am. We're going to talk about how I save money from this point forward. So I am very disciplined. It is easy for me to set my eye on the prize and go for it, especially in that area. So I don't buy a lot of things. Number one, clothes. I buy very little clothes. I don't need a certain amount a month that I need to spend on clothing. It's not important to me. When I need something, probably in the summertime, maybe when I want a little skirt or a little dress or something like that, I'll buy myself something. The one thing I do buy once a year, maybe twice a year, is sneakers, because I do run and walk and bike and hike and all that kind of stuff. So I do switch out my sneakers once or twice a year. But again, that's not a lot of money. So I do that, but it's not important to me, and so I don't spend there. Another thing is with grocery shopping, I shop the flyers. I know some people love to make a menu before they go grocery shopping. However, I look to see what is on the flyer, what is on sale. And then I decide what I'm going to eat for the week. I don't do it the other way around, because I'm not going to buy something full price if I don't have to. So I use the digital coupons and I use the flyers. I do look at different grocery options as well, different stores. So what one's having the best sales? And I will go to that one. I try to keep our budget about $200 or less per week. There are 4 adults in my house at this point right now, so me and my husband and my 2 21-year-old boys, who I already told you are going to be leaving here in March. So it'll only be 2 of us soon, so it'll make that will come down as well. That budgeting wise, that will help us out here. So groceries and clothing, I don't buy, I always buy on sale, especially, and with clothing, definitely on sale. The next thing I always do is, I have a full-time job, so I have a 403B, and I invest into that. Of course, when I tell you the percentage I give now, it's very, very high. And I'm not telling anybody to go this high, go for it. But a lot of people will say max out your 403Bs or your 401Ks. I'm not quite there yet, but I do put in 25% of my check, which comes twice a month. So I do put in a lot of stuff, and some people can't do that. It all depends on the season of life that you're in. Do you have little kids at home? Are there other expenses you have to pay for? Do you have huge bills? Again, everything, I have everything paid. Everything's paid off. We are debt free, other than we did buy an Airbnb last year. So we have that that I am paying for this year, but it is an investment to me. So it is so worth it, and we will be renting that out. But it all depends on how much you can do as to where you are in your life. But definitely put in as much as you can. They say 15% is a good place to be. But if you can't even do that, make sure you're putting in the match from your company or wherever you work. If they do have a match, at least do that to start, and then you can increase as you go. So always investing. I do also have brokerage accounts as well, one that I do through Vanguard, so I have that as well. And I just started that one like a year and a half ago, and it's doing really, really well. Again, look and study and make sure before you choose anything. I do dividend funds, and I also do ETFs and a couple of stocks as well through there. But I do that every week. I put in money every week into that brokerage account, and it ends up being about $2,500 a month that I put into that as well. And again, this is very important to me because I feel like I started so late. For me, my husband always put in money. We were always moving along, but I want to contribute to the family. I want to give money. I want to have it. I want to have a little bit of control in my life with my finances. So it's so important to me. Again, maybe not for everybody, but for me, it is so important. Always know where your money is going, what your husband is doing with it. He should know what you're doing with your money or your money together. So important to make it these days. Things are expensive with inflation and everything like that, but you can do it. Whatever you can save, you save and try to invest as well. Make sure you're paying your bills and you're investing. Make sure you're getting those credit card and the car payments paid off, all that stuff. It becomes easier as you move along, as you get those things out of your life. Never have a credit card debt ever again. Use your credit card, but pay it off each month. It will make your life so much easier. You will find you have money. You have money. You just have to know how to use your credit cards. Use anything you can. Use information from other people. Talk to people. Surround yourself with people who are like-minded, trying to get things paid off, not people who want to spend all their money and vacation everywhere. It's great to go on vacation once in a while, but you don't have to do it in such a big way that you're spending $10,000 a year in traveling. So just think of those things. And the next thing I wanted to start this year, and I should have started before, is I have a bank savings account and checking account and a business account. I need to start a high interest savings account as well, so I can make it depends on who you choose as far as the interest rate on that, but you can get them about 4% right now. I will be looking into this to start it, so you might as well be making money on your savings as it just sits there in your account. Especially if you keep a lot of money in there, you might as well be making money on it, because if you have it in a savings account or a checking account at the bank, you're not making anything on it. So always try to be thinking about how I can make money, how I can make it, and how I can make it without me actually working for it, without me physically going out there and doing it myself. These are ways you can do it that it happens passively. Your 403b, your brokerage accounts, your high interest savings account. You are making money just for having money in there. You're not doing anything on the side, so it's great. You're not physically having to move. So always a wonderful thing that you can do as well. Lastly, the other thing that I do, and again, it depends on the person, but I do have a side hustle. I do clean a couple of houses a week. And that helps tremendously. I mean, it gives extra money, and again, my saving money goes into investment funds, and it just keeps building. So that is what I do. I highly encourage anyone to do to do your 401ks, your 403bs, your brokerage accounts, your high interest savings accounts. Try, if you're having trouble making ends meet, doing something on the side, and you can do things online as well. I am not so hot with the computer things. I am getting better with help from people around me, but think of those things you can do. Lots of people have time when they get home. It's just how you use that time when you're home, maybe not watching that extra TV show or whatever, and just doing a little something extra on the side. That's what I do. It makes me feel great, and so I do it. So those are some things that you can do in this new year and beyond to make yourself more financially in control, is what I like to say. Again, this year we're getting healthy and wealthy. That means physically and that means financially as well. So go out there. You can do this. Just go out and do it. Remember, if you have an idea for something, wonderful. An idea is an idea. But if you take that idea and act upon it, you will make things happen. So go for it. You got this. We're going to do great this year. And again, I'm going to be posting at least once a week with a post. And I'm going to do that throughout this whole year for sure. And then maybe beyond, we will see. But please watch me, and I'm hoping to help you out a little bit. We can help each other out. Okay, have a great day. Bye.